Welcome everyone. This presentation is part of a series on miracle making, based on my book, Making Miracles, Create New Realities for Your Life and Our World. And the whole book actually is designed to, in just very easy, gentle ways, cultivate the consciousness that gives rise to miracles. And each session here, we've been covering a little bit of the book and including an exercise or some kind of group experiment in miracle making. And today, as we're getting closer to the summer solstice, we're at that part of spring where light is so on the rise, I want to talk a little bit about the light. Light, it's so pure and primal. It's maybe one of our most used metaphors, and it stands for clarity and goodness and spirituality and salvation from all things dark and frightening. Light is life-giving, it's divine. Now, from the world of science, we know that light, energy, and matter are all variations of the same. As quantum science demonstrates, that most of reality actually goes on at a level imperceptible to our human senses. It's also showing that the very underpinnings of the universe consist of a field of light. Now, in the 1970s, the highly distinguished physicist Hal Puthoff pioneered study into the mysteries of this energy field, this field called the zero-point field, and he's since been followed by many others. Now, the zero-point field essentially is the energy that's left in a space when all possible matter and energy have been removed. And this remaining field comprises literally a supercharged sea of light backdrop to everything. And physicists have theorized that if we learn how to tap it, it could become a limitless energy supply, meeting all of our current needs and even enabling Star Trek-like space travel. The well-known physicist Richard Feynman suggests that the energy in a single cubic meter of space is enough to boil all the oceans of the world. As physicists are working now to explain and tap this incredible ocean of light, there's another really different glimpse into the light that comes from the growing body of research on those who've had near-death experiences. Because consistently, people who have clinically died and been revived wind up telling a very similar story of coming into contact with a mystical light. And these experiences of the light are profoundly transforming, and they leave survivors forever changed. They tend to have a measurably higher zest for life than the general population. They're more apt to have psychic abilities, and there's even some thought that they might come back a little more intelligent than before. I think it could be that these brief moments of clinical death actually release these individuals from the limitations of physical perception and enable them to have a direct experience of the zero-point field. Now, interestingly, this mystical light that people who've had near-death experiences describe is far from a cold or neutral experience. Again and again, those who've seen it tell of a light that's powerfully benevolent, a light of unconditional love. They literally talk about the light and love as being synonymous. So we're getting this picture of a limitless living energy field of light and love, one that's everywhere, yet it's invisible to our physical senses. Scientists call it the zero-point field. It sounds like a good description of God to me. And in fact, science writer Lynn McTaggart, author of The Field and a number of other just wonderful books of cutting-edge science, she hinted at this benevolent, mystical nature of the universe in the summation of the just wonderful compilation of cutting-edge science in her book, The Field. And she suggests that new scientific thinking promises to give us back our optimism as we realize that we aren't simply alone in an indifferent universe. Far from destroying God, she writes, science for the first time was proving his existence. End of quote. So here's the exercise we're going to do for this week. I want to invite you all to become aware of the 0-point field this week. Name it God, the field, the light, the universe, Holy Spirit, anything you like. And imagine it as completely benevolent. Just a wonderful, loving energy that fills you and surrounds you. Imagine that there's no place that this energy isn't, within or without. It's everywhere, ever present all the time. And just imagine yourself living in this field of loving energy and light. In fact, just look around at your surroundings for a moment and just imagine that the invisible air all around you is filled with energy that has intelligence and potential. Feel the very air around you to be alive and holding you in the most intimate, loving embrace. And you relax into it. Just breathe and relax. And now look all around your space and just imagine that you can actually see the invisible light that permeates the whole physical realm, so that objects that once looked dense and inanimate are now radiant and alive with the energy of love. Look at your body and realize that it too is infused with energy that loves you. And with each breath you take, imagine breathing in a wise and benevolent energy that loves you. And as you go about your day, imagine walking through this energy of radiant light that loves you, holds you, and wants only the best for you. And each time you become aware of this, just relax. Take a deep breath and let it in. And if you'd like to take the exercise a little further, then play with this energy and see what it does. Just move it with your hands and imagine making light ripples. Blow it out your mouth in a stream of love to your pet, to a plant, to a person. And don't try to change anyone with this energy. Really give it unconditionally, like I just did to all of you. You might want to try concentrating a ball of it between your hands. And you can place it on any part of your body where you might have an ache or a pain. Aim a beam of it as light out through your heart, your hands, your eyes, even through your toes if you want, to anyone whom you'd like to unconditionally bless. And just play with it. See what else you can do with this light. It might surprise you. Now, scientists are working to build machines to extract energy from the limitless 0-point field. And someday they may succeed. But you know, there may very well be a much more commonplace path into the field, one that's accessible to all of us. If, as near-death accounts suggest, unconditional love truly is synonymous with the sea of light underpinnings of the universe. And if what religions refer to as God, as spirit, has some corollary in the 0 point field, maybe tapping the field happens effortlessly, naturally, as a part of life as we simply practice unconditional love. And as we open ourselves to the sacredness of life, this energy of the field is the unlimited source that precedes manifestation. It's the source of miracles and of our highest good in all ways. And next week, we're going to do a group experiment to tap the field through unconditional love. So I do hope you'll join me for that. And then the following week, we'll do a manifesting ritual for working with all of us together. So I hope you come back for these last 2 sessions. Now, if you want to read the whole book, Making Miracles, it's available through Amazon, and it's also available through my publisher, Namaste Publishing. You can find it in some bookstores. And this, as I said, this book study will continue for 2 more weeks. But I offer a lot of other programs online as well. Now, the next major program I have starting up is my year-long Miracles course. And this course actually accepts students quarterly at the beginning of each season. So we're about to start the summer class. And this starts next Wednesday, June 3rd. And the very first class of every quarter, I always make it free for anyone who'd like to audit. So if you'd like to attend this, you're welcome to. Just go onto my website to register, and that's lynnwoodland.com. Now, if you're not familiar with my Miracles course, it's a program of weekly live classes with me and one-on-one assistance from 3 different faculty members, and in-depth written materials on every week's topic. And, you know, we even have one faculty member whose primary job is to simply pray for you and use her spiritual intent to help you manifest your goals. Students get really hooked on this program. We have an awful lot of people who've gone through the whole year once and continue to stay involved, coming to classes weekly, because it just, it stays fresh, the material. And you just enroll for 1 quarter at a time. And it also can lead to ordination for anyone who's interested in that credentialing. Now, the summer quarter, the program, the part that starts next week, it's all about receiving the abundance of life. And the themes we work with in the summer include manifesting, the spiritual principles of manifesting, opening to receive, letting go of the whole experience of always having to do it ourselves, releasing scarcity in all kinds of ways, opening to prosperity, and just letting life be easy instead of a struggle, as well as more. So if this sounds of interest to you, please do check it out. At the very least, come join us for the free audit session next Wednesday. And you can find out more information through my website, lynnwoodland.com, or send me an email. I'm happy to hear from you. So until next week, everyone, namaste. Have a great week.